Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to harvest my first ever cabbage. I planted Copenhagen market variety on October 1st. Today is January 13th and we're going to harvest it. Even though it's drizzling a little bit outside, I got to get this cabbage out of the ground. So I live in Central Florida and our planting time for cabbage is between September and February. I started the cabbage from seed on October 1st. I did zero prep to the seed. I didn't soak it or anything like that. I just put it about a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch into the ground, covered it lightly with soil, and I've been watering it consistently ever since. I bought these seeds on Amazon. They're from a place called Axel's Garden Seeds, and I've had such a great germination rate. I even planted some more cabbage seeds recently, and every single one of them germinated, so I'm really happy with it. I'll put a link down in the description box below. Now the seed packet says days to maturity 65 to 75 days, and I'm on day about 110. I feel like this season a lot of my plants are taking longer than the seed packets say to reach maturity. I think it's just got something to do with the duration of sunlight during the day. Maybe we're getting more clouds or something and they're not growing quite as quickly. Now, I will say I put one cabbage in, I allocated one cabbage plant for 1 square foot in my garden, and the leaves are like spread out so far. I had to do some pruning and get some of those outer leaves that were too big cut down because they were shading my other plants a little too much. So you might want to think about that the next time you plant cabbage in 1 square foot. Maybe give it a little more room on the side or put shade-loving plants around it. Let's go out to the garden. We'll harvest it with my Barebones Hori knife if it's sharp enough. If not, I'll have to come back inside and get something else. But let me bundle up. It's raining. Look at how beautiful this cabbage head turned out. This is my first time ever growing it, and I'm just so impressed and excited. It makes me want to grow so many more. So during the season, I noticed some of these outer leaves and even the inner leaves had lots of tiny bumps under, like on the underside of the leaf, but I couldn't rub them off, so I basically ruled out the idea that they could be like larvae of some kind of pest. And the more I dug into it on Google, the more I figured out that it was actually just the cell walls of the cabbage leaves like swelling because I was over watering so much, and it's something called edema. So I'll put in like in this top corner, I'll put in a video of that so you can see it. And the way that I was able to fix it was just dropping my watering down. I had been watering once every day, and I guess it was too much for the cabbage, so I dropped it down to once every other day, sometimes even once every 3rd day. And now it basically got rid of that swelling altogether, and my cabbage looks amazing. Now I'm in Central Florida, and the most common pest you're gonna get is the cabbage worm. And this stuff, BT, I bought this on, well, I think I bought it at Lowe's, but you can get it on Amazon or Home Depot or your local nursery probably. It's a naturally occurring bacteria that actually poisons worms and caterpillars without harming the beneficial insects. So I applied this about once a week, and then I stopped when using it altogether when I stopped seeing any evidence of pests, and it worked really well. This season, I didn't really have any other pest issues, but periodically I did spray some of this Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew. It's spinosad. Use this one sparingly because I did hear that it is not great for the bees. But this isn't a flowering plant, so it's not really the worst thing to put on something like a cabbage. Now let's get into harvesting. I'm not sure if this Hori knife's going to cut it. We'll see. Pun intended. What I'm going to do here is check for the firmness of the head. This is how you know it's ready to harvest. If you press down on the head and it's not firm, it is not ready to harvest. But this one's really firm, so we're going to go ahead and harvest it. And I actually am going to try to see if I can regrow another cabbage head by removing only the firm head and leaving these outer leaves intact. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tried that successfully before. There you have it. A nice and firm cabbage head. Now, because I'm doing this in the rain, I'm going to dry this off with paper towels so I don't, get the leaves too soggy. And I'm just going to keep it in the fridge. And it should last like 2 to 4 weeks, but I think I'm just going to stew it this week anyway and have it for dinner. It's time to get out of the rain. Now, if I had kept that watering cycle, I probably would have had bubbles all over the leaves, and also overwatering or letting your cabbage head get overripe will cause splitting. So you could have a head of cabbage that splits in any location on it. And splitting is not your friend because that part of the cabbage would end up really tough and you wouldn't even want to eat it. So you end up cutting it out and it just wastes part of your harvest. So who wants that? So I plan to store this one in the refrigerator for just a couple days and then stew it with some salt and pepper and some other seasonings and eat it for dinner this week. But other ways to prepare it include kimchi or sauerkraut. You could even use the leaves as a lettuce wrap or a cabbage roll. Lots of great ideas to use cabbage. If you live in Florida, Florida is actually number 3 in the country for commercial cabbage production. Cabbage grows great in Florida. If you haven't done it, I highly recommend it. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.